10.1.7 game-changing features. The 8 we know, and the 3 Blizzard tried to hide. Oh, those sneaky bastards. All right, let's see what this is all about. More 10.1.7 news.
Patch 10.1.7, Fury Incarnate finally has a release date, September 5th. And with that locked in, it's time to explore the PTR and find out what's actually in it. So here's everything we know, and excitedly, everything we don't. Blizzard are getting a lot braver with hiding features and encrypting the story, but there's still a lot to go through.
We still don't know what this thing is for.
A lot to speculate on.
The hell? Editor's note, after this video was initially edited, Michael had gone on holiday and a number of new features were found on the updated PTR, including updates to the Scarlet Monastery. Yeah, we talked about those not too long ago. I'll add these new PTR features where relevant in this video. Awkwardly set generic mosaic, okay, and without VO. Okay, yeah. He's saying he's going to talk about that shit later.
The biggest feature gets the first spot, and that is Dream Surges. We have no idea what lore causes these to start, but we do know there's a very old enemy returning. Allegations that Dragonflight...
We do know what's actually causing them. It's the planting of the new world tree is essentially bringing the Emerald Dream into this world. That's the lore reason for these Dream Surges.
Has a bit of cataclysm going on, are kind of on the money because the Druids of the Flame are back. They're looking real good based on the data mining, and seemingly they're a faction we can get rep with, so maybe even we'll get that sick transmog. Every week then, one of the 4 main Dragon Isle zones will surge with Dream energy, empowering existing rares and buffs with faster respawns, opening minor portals to the Dream. These are basically also rares, but randomly spawning and farmable. But that's not all. Every half hour there's an event. A major Waking Dream portal opens, letting Druids of the Flame invade, and a Dream Surge happens, granting players all manner of crazy buffs, ranging from a fairy dragon to offer bank mail and auction services, repair and that kind of thing, to a zone-wide 50% XP and rep buff. Now, the way it works is these buffs are basically chosen by the players taking part, via voting between one of 2 options. And by the way, there will always be a 25% XP buff active in the zone.
That's wild. The 25% XP buff is crazy. What are these 2 buffs like? What are the options here? Did he show both? I want to see kind of like what you'd be picking
chosen
between.
By the players taking part via
He doesn't show both, man. He clips it. He clips it too fast. I can't see what they are. I'm guessing one is kind of like
repair.
The choices, both are probably great. Okay, here. Lone Wolf, increased damage done, healing done, and movement speed by 25%, and decreased damage taken by 25%.
XP and
or
rep buff.
Increase gold gained from creatures and world quests by 100%, and unlocks potential item drops. I mean, who the fuck wouldn't pick this one? Who wouldn't pick the item drop and gold drop? You gonna pick the buff? Who gives a shit about the buff? Get good, get gear. That's what you do to get buffed, but I would take the freaking gold one.
Now, the way it works is these buffs are basically chosen by the players taking part via voting between one of 2 options. And by the way, there will always be a 25% XP buff active in the zone that is surging. So when the other XP buff is up, it's a total of 75%. Amazing for alts.
Yeah.
As for rewards, there's a few things unimplemented, but mostly it's a repeat of 10.7's catch-up gear for mains and alts, this time baked into the new upgrade system and a lot more solo grindable. Killing rares in the zone, closing smaller portals that constantly spawn in, or killing the boss at the end of the Waking Dream event can drop 402 gear tokens. These are account bound with fixed slot and armor types. These tokens can also be purchased.
Yeah, great. The amount of currency. I keep saying, I can't believe how much they got to create a world event token or something, or coin. Just create world coins or something for world events, because every time we get one of these, we get another currency. And the currencies can coalesce to create other currencies. It's freaking ridiculous.
Dream Surge Coalescence. It's a new currency you get from just doing stuff in the zone, right?
New currency.
Killing things, world quests, picking flowers, flying around. There's plenty of it to go around. Now, the gear you get here is Veteran, and that means it can be upgraded to level 424, but most importantly, they can be turned into tier gear at the Catalyst. With Whelpling and Drake's crests from world content, you can basically get these tokens and turn them into tier for the LFR appearance, and then you can upgrade their item level.
I'll probably do that. I don't have the LFR
normal appearance, which is great. Of course, level 424 may feel a little bit low right now, but don't fear, because there are much juicier Omni tokens, the Chrysalis. Now, these trade for specific pieces of level 415 gear that are upgradable to 437, basically normal raid gear. These Omni tokens come
437, that's
from
pretty
the
good.
intro quest and
you're a
then from
fucking
a
noob.
weekly quest in the zone. And that means alts get one piece of 415 gear a week. Now, 415 still sounds low. The last build even added a box of 15 worm fragments.
Honestly, it's really good. If you have an alt and you level them up, and you get that XP increase, and then you can get essentially what would be like heroic item level rating gear. This catch-up shit is great. I mean, you'll be ready to go for the next patch.
One crest a week is a bit stingy if you ask me, but I guess if you're in no rush, this can help you get your alt army geared decently enough
that's
before
great alt gearing.
10.2. So yeah, you can just farm out every tier set in the game, at least for LFR normal, extremely quickly, and then with enough weeks of doing the dream surges, you can upgrade them all the way up to a heroic item level. There's also a fiery magma mount that is farmed by collecting charred fragments from the portals, and a to-be-determined one from a vendor.
Oh shit. This one's not bad. This is one of the things he added in after the editing.
As well as a handful of other cosmetic rewards with the coalescence currency.
Won't be any good if you can only get one per week.
Catch up XP, catch up rep, and a whole bunch of gear, right? It may even have a secret reputation component that we've not yet found on the PTR. Turbulent Timeways. Okay, speaking of catch up and gear, the Turbulent Timeways event is going to be returning with a pretty damn nice new twist for turbo leveling and a new mount. So, the data mining points towards this starting up again, and for a quick reminder, this event is basically 6 weeks of straight time walking, with the weekly quest giving heroic gear instead of normal gear. But that's actually not all. The most recent build also drops a juicy new BOA item. Consuming this item gives you a 2% buff to XP from kills and quests, and if you complete a time-walking dungeon, the duration is extended by an hour up to a maximum of 5.
Holy shit, dude, you can stack, can you stack this shit? Will it stay on after the dungeon? Because then you can go do a dream surge, and you'd get a crazy amount of XP, but you get over 100% XP.
It stacks. It stacks up to a maximum of 10, and if you hit 10, it jumps from 20% to 30% XP. You become a master of the timeways. And if you max this buff out every week for 5 consecutive weeks in the event, you will unlock the Sandy Shalewing mount.
Oh yeah, this thing.
We don't know where it comes from, but Jeremy Fiesel, the associate game director, said that they want the event to be easier to get into and to get gear from, promising more information soon. It all looks pretty neat then. I guess fingers crossed this comes with time-walking dungeons being opened up to perhaps under level 60 characters. Hey, if you're listening, Jeremy, that would be really good. A lot of levelers would really appreciate it.
Yeah, okay. While the event is active, players...
Heritage armor
What the hell?
So we...
Hold on. Players 45 or higher may access special time walking. Okay, yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Heritage armor then. So, we cannot do these quest lines on PTR.
Looks great.
Blizzard are encrypting them so they cannot be spoiled, but it is finally time the Forsaken and Night Elves are getting their heritage quest lines and armor sets.
I like their heritage
They're
armor.
honestly pretty fantastic looking. You've got lots of different color schemes.
I love the Lordaeron logo. That's my favorite
The Night
part.
Elves may, damn near after 20 years, also be able to get their glaives. Now, the thing is, we know almost nothing about what the stories are going to be except for the chapter titles.
I don't think...
Very big picture.
There was like a data mined white version of this, but I'm not sure if it made it into the game. I was looking for it and I couldn't find it.
Like the Night Elves will be seeing Maiev and dealing with
They don't get the color variations
stuff,
that the
maybe
humans
some
got.
Demonic stuff as well. The final chapter called Honor the Goddess perhaps means Elune stuff. Hopefully that's good. Then for the Forsaken, they've got a lot. A trip to Maldraxxus, an appearance of the Scarlets, dealing with the absence of Sylvanas, and
probably going to be a great
Lordaeron.
quest line.
All seems like potentially exciting stuff. That's all for now, though, so come back in September to find out if these are actually good. Blizzard have got to deal with a lot of complicated race stories, so that'll be challenging, but if the human and orc heritage are anything to go by, these actually should be pretty damn solid. And that's actually not all, because Forsaken are getting new skin color options, and Night Elves are getting new remade tattoos. They look cleaner, they look brighter, and there are options for face and body now. Some people are a bit
these look
mixed.
much cleaner. Originally, the Night Elf tattoos, I don't know if you guys remember what they looked like. They look like body hair. they literally look like body hair that have been shaven into patterns or something. These look much better.
That's just because some PTR problem is making them look downright fluorescent. Baldur's Gate 3. It's just like Blizzard, who end up accidentally cashing in and hype for another game because everyone's been enjoying their red tieflings, and now the Draenei are getting their red skin color. In all seriousness, this is a big moment. It's the Mannery Aradar customizations. People have wanted these
will be
for
cool to see in
years,
game.
and Blizzard seem to be making these lore-friendly because there's a new quest line that begins when Velen apparently receives a new vision, a prophecy of unexpected penitence. This is also not on the PTR, but it does seem like one of those mini quest lines that we've been getting quite a lot of these days. As for what's in it, it's hard to say, but there does seem to be a new Datamine skybox showing a clearer sky above Argus. Except for all the Legion ships that are on it. People are hoping desperately that some of the Fel visual lines will also come out in a future patch. But basically, props here to Blizzard. They're delivering on this. That's fantastic. And the really good thing is they're using it as an opportunity to tell a proper new story for the Draenei, which is the, I suppose, fan service and world building that we all want. The Arcane Forge. What the hell is it? We don't know. This is another mystery. This new Arcane Forge is weird. It's something important.
If you don't know, this thing is in Thaldraszus. It showed up randomly on the PTR. It's even marked on people's map as the Arcane Forge. There's like a symbol for it and everything, but nobody knows what the hell it does. It looks like it's from the Draenei, like based on the art style of it, but there's no purpose determined yet for it.
Minimap icon. It's beside the
Could be a stat reforger
area. It looks Draenei inspired, but beyond that, we've got absolutely no idea what the bloody thing does. Some are hoping for a return of reforging, and some are hoping it's definitely not that. As a forge, my first guess is crafting, but we literally do not know, and that's kind of exciting.
Yeah, it could be a crafting
for no reason at all, here are some images of Draenei armor and weapons that are just sitting, in the game files, waiting. Maybe they could be a part of this. And also, for no reason, do you remember how much stuff Blizzard are doing with farming old dungeons and raids for new materials to make stuff? Maybe those have got something to do with it. Kind of can't wait to find out what this is for, because they actually do seem to be, well, being pretty creative these days. The main storyline. This is another feature that's not on PTR. It seems Blizzard are trying to hide it, at least a little bit, and that is good. But there is going to be some major main story. The roadmap says reforging tier and more, and we think we know what the more is. Check this out. Viranoth and Farak are in the background. It's kind of hard to see until it's pointed out.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
There they are, and it looks like they're facing each other down. Is this maybe like an image from an upcoming cutscene or something?
They could fight.
I don't know. Fury Incarnate does sound like Farak.
Incarnate on Incarnate
but now that
crimes.
Ridicron is gone, perhaps Viranoth is trying to do something interesting, or maybe take him down and fail. Dragon riding really does look like it's going to be around forever, and even more races are being added. There's the new Eastern Kingdoms Cup that is coming in mid-September after the patch is out.
Right after I get gold in all the Kalimdor races,
more to the Dragon Isles. These new challenge courses are going to unlock each week after the patch, with one of each of the 6 Dragon
I've been
Isle
loving
zones.
these things. They're so much fun.
What's different about these is you get no bonus vigor. It's just your own regen. That means they're going to be tough. They're going to require more planning, right? So put your aviators on, blast some danger zone, and
I'm the king of planning. I'll be able to do these for
precision.
sure.
This actually seems like a pretty fun twist, if you ask me. If Dawn of the Infinite on Mythic is a bit too intense, well, good news is it is going to be available in a heroic version in this patch. It is split into Galakron's Fall and Murazon's Rise, which are both pretty heavy dungeon spoilers now that I think about it.
I think this mega dungeon, it's the most fun I've had in any mega dungeon they put in the game yet. I think this was a great addition, and I've enjoyed doing it a lot this patch cycle.
But yeah, you'll be able to do this like any other heroic, just through the Dungeon Finder or by walking in the door.
The Deathless run has not been done yet.
It drops item level 402 gear, upgradable to 424, and all of the same quantum transmog items and infinite customizations drop at the end boss, even the mount, though it is still marked as very rare. That said, the Of the Infinite title and the other achievement-related things, those are for the Mythic-only mode. Overall then, this is a good way to practice, get some gear, and build up your confidence for doing a Mythic clear. Now, last
There you
note, on PTR, it was dropping aspect fragments, but those will almost certainly be downgraded to like worm fragments or something, which is
that
still
would be
good.
crazy,
It's
'cause then I would go
combined with
do
the
it.
Dream Surge tokens and the Time Waste stuff does mean that like gearing up a character is going to be real slick this time around.
Actually, no, I don't
okay,
even
are you
need
ready
those
for your
anymore.
dungeons and raids to
Okay, no
actually
reason to do
get better? Well, the new ping system is going to do just that. People, enemies, locations. Instead of vaguely typing instructions slowly or needing to join a voice chat, it can just be pinged. This will take a while for people to get used to it and to start using it, but trust me, this is an insanely good tool for the game.
Yep.
And
Thank you,
if people
Fortnite.
utilize it well, every bit of group content, be it PvE, PvP, or just flying around the world doing stuff, will be smoother. So, well done for that. Harassment tools. Right, this is not a thing to do, but it may be helpful nonetheless. Now, whispers that contain content considered to be harassing are hidden by default. The game will ask you if you want to see it, and will give you a new button to instantly report if you've read and confirmed that it wasn't something.
So when someone whispers, "You get good, bitch," it's going to give you an option whether you want to see it or not.
So for those who are tired of just random abuse after a pug goes wrong, or even if it goes
Mythic
right and
Plus is
perfectly
where I
and
see the
someone's
most
still a
toxicity.
dickhead, it's a nice quality of life upgrade because, yeah, toxicity in the game is annoying. That's why I don't pug. This is weird. It's a long shot, but we found a metric ton of NPCs and spells that can only be described as wacky. There's a literal Fortnite character with Fortnite abilities.
What?
A Quacken, yes, a Doc Kraken, a Vapor Lord, and Blogatron, the crowd displeaser, and Banana Stamma as well. What's going on? There's
the
a
hell?
Naru called Dimension Breaker and a whole load more. And none of this really fits anywhere else into the patch. And that makes me think, what if they are Brawlers Guild bosses? And then we realized that the Brawlers Guild was accidentally turned on earlier this year just for a little bit before it was quickly shut down. So this
I haven't
may not
actually
happen,
done the Brawlers Guild.
but the enemies definitely do belong in a Brawlers Guild, so maybe this is a 10-2 thing, maybe a 10-5 thing. Either way, I'd love to see it return, even if it's just to push forward the mystery of Shadreen the Watcher, you know, that void ethereal who wants to watch us fight, study our fashion, and even
He's
snuck
pretty
some
badass.
money into our adventure journal at the very start of this expansion. Yeah, a looming plot thread. So, there you have it. That is patch 10.1.7. Overall,
Nice.
looking pretty damn good, and it'll pretty quickly lead
It
into
would be
patch
good
10.2 if this development pace is anything to go by. And right after that, we'll have BlizzCon. Kind of exciting times, to be
Just be
honest. So,
dominant
thank you for
content.
watching, of course, and I will see you next time.
I would just delete all the content easily. I'd complete that shit in 2 seconds. Brawlers Guild, come on. I need a real challenge. Not a bad video. Yeah, 10.1.7 dropping September 5th. September 5th.